You can make a budget and still spend everything. You can plan your rent, groceries, bills, debt payments, and fun money. But if nothing is kept for your future self, your money may still feel like it disappears. That is where saving comes in. Saving is not just money that happens to be left over. Saving is money you choose to keep before it gets spent. That is the beginner-friendly definition. In personal finance, saving means setting aside part of your money for a future need, future goal, or future problem. Saving is not about being rich. Saving is not about having a perfect life. Saving is not about never enjoying money. Saving is simply protecting some of today's money for tomorrow. In the last lesson, you learned about budgeting. A budget tells your money where to go. Saving is one of the jobs you give your money. When you save, you are telling some dollars, you are not for today, you are saying you are for later. That later may be tomorrow. It may be next month. It may be next year. It may be a future emergency. It may be a goal you care about. The important idea is this: save money has a purpose before it is used. Many beginners think saving means waiting until the end of the month and hoping money is left. That sounds simple. But for most people, leftover money disappears first. It disappears into snacks. It disappears into small online purchases. It disappears into delivery fees. It disappears into one more, just this once, moment. Then the month ends, and there is nothing left to save. That is why saving should not depend only on leftovers. Saving works better when it is planned. Imagine you get paid $3,500 for the month. You make a budget. Rent, groceries, transportation, bills, and debt payments all get planned. Then you decide to save $100. That $100 is not waiting at the end of the line. It has a job from the beginning. It may go into an emergency fund. It may go into a car repair fund. It may go into a future moving fund. It may go toward a computer, a course, a trip, or another goal. The amount does not have to be huge. The habit matters. Saving $20 is still saving. Saving $50 is still saving. Saving $100 is still saving. The first goal is not to become rich overnight. The first goal is to prove to yourself that you can keep some money instead of spending all of it. If your paycheck currently disappears like it learned a magic trick, subscribe to the channel. We are teaching money from zero before your savings account becomes a ghost town. Now, let us make saving easier to understand. Think of your money as water in a bucket. Spending is water. Leaving the bucket. Bills are water leaving the bucket. Debt payments are water leaving the bucket. Saving is putting some water into a protected bottle before everything flows away. If you wait until the bucket stops leaking, there may be no water left. But if you fill a small bottle first, you protect something. That is, saving creates separation. It separates money for today from money for later. This is why many people use a separate savings account. A checking account is usually for everyday spending. A savings account is usually for money you do not want to touch right away. The account itself is not magic, but the separation helps your brain. When all the money sits in one place, it can feel spendable. When some money is separated, it becomes easier to respect its purpose. For a beginner, saving can start with one simple rule: save something before the money gets absorbed by the month. It does not need to be a dramatic amount. The amount should be realistic enough that you can repeat it. A repeated small amount can be more powerful than a huge amount. You try once and then quit. For example, saving $25 every paycheck may not look exciting, but it builds the identity of someone who saves. Saving $25 twice a month becomes $50 a month over 12 months. That becomes $600. That $600 can handle many problems better than $0. $0 has no protection. $0 has no cushion. $0 makes every surprise louder. Even a small amount of savings can make life feel less fragile. Now, what should you save for first? For many beginners, the first useful saving goal is a small emergency fund. An emergency fund is money set aside for unexpected problems: a car repair, a medical copay, a broken phone, a lost work shift, a sudden bill. The point is not to predict every problem. The point is to have some protection when life is not perfectly smooth. If you have no savings, a beginner goal might be $100, then $250, then $500, then $1,000. These numbers are not magic, they are stepping stones. The purpose is progress. When you have a small emergency fund, every problem does not need to become credit card debt. Without savings, a $300 surprise can become a balance carried on a credit card. With savings, that same $300 surprise may be annoying, but it may not become a long-term debt problem. That is a major difference. Saving can protect you from borrowing. Saving can protect your budget. Saving can protect your future paycheck, because when you borrow for today, tomorrow's paycheck often has to pay for it. Saving gives tomorrow's paycheck a little more breathing room. This is why saving is connected to everything you have already learned. Cash flow shows money moving in and out. Assets show what you own. Liabilities show what you owe. Net worth shows where you stand. Budgeting tells money where to go. Saving helps you keep part of that money for a future purpose. In a simple way, savings can become an asset. Cash in a savings account is something you own. It can help your financial position. It can also help you avoid new liabilities. That does not mean saving solves every problem. It does not. But it gives you options. Options are powerful. If your car needs a repair and you have savings, you have more choices. If you lose 1 week of income and you have savings, you have more time to respond. If a bill arrives early and you have savings, you have less panic. Saving is not only about dollars, it is about choices. It is about time. It is about breathing room. It is about giving your future self fewer emergencies. Now, let us talk about a common mistake. Some people save without a clear purpose. They put money aside, but they do not know what it is for. Then spending that money becomes easy. A purpose gives savings offense. You might label one savings bucket, emergency fund. You might label another car repair. You might label another holiday gifts. You might label another future opportunity. When savings has a name, it becomes harder to steal from it casually. You are not just taking money, you are taking from car repair. You are taking from future rent. You are taking from your emergency cushion. That sounds different. Label make money clearer. This is why saving goals matter. A goal gives your money a reason to stay put. Another mistake is saving only when motivation feels high. Motivation comes and goes. A habit is more reliable. You can create a simple saving habit by choosing an amount and a timing. For example, save $25 every Friday, or save $50 every payday, or save $100 at the beginning of the month. The exact number depends on your situation. The structure matters more than the size. Saving becomes easier when it is part of the routine. Some people narrow saving. Automation means the money moves automatically to savings without needing a new decision every time. For example, a transfer can move $50 from checking to savings on payday. Automation is useful because it reduces friction. But even without automation, you can still save manually. The main idea is to decide before the money disappears. Saving also needs flexibility. There may be months when you save more. There may be months when you save less. There may be months when you cannot save much at all. That does not mean you failed. It means real life happened. The goal is to return to the habit when you can. A beginner should avoid turning saving into shame. Shame makes people quit. A small restart is better than a dramatic quit. If you miss 1 week, save again next week. If you can only save $10, save $10. The habit is still alive. Now, should you save while you have debt? This depends on the situation. But for beginner education, here is the simple idea. Some savings can be useful even while paying debt. Why? Because if you have no savings at all, every surprise may push you back into more debt. A small emergency fund can act like a shield. At the same time, high-interest debt can be expensive. So many beginners need both ideas. Build a small cushion and work on debt. The exact balance depends on your numbers, but the concept is simple. Savings protects you from new problems. Debt payments reduce old obligations. A budget helps you decide how much goes to each job. Let us use a simple example. You earn $3,500. Take-home pay, your needs cost $2,300. You plan $500 for flexible spending. You plan $300 for extra debt payments. You decide to save $200. Now your money has a plan. The $200 is not accidental. It is not leftover. It is chosen. After 5 months, $200 per month becomes $1,000. That $1,000 may become the beginning of an emergency fund. Again, the point is not that everyone must save exactly $200. The point is that saving becomes real when it is planned. Saving is a decision before spending, not a wish after spending. That sentence is worth remembering. Saving is a decision before spending, not a wish after spending. If your savings plan currently depends on "I hope something is left," your money may have already heard that joke before. Subscribe before your future self starts sending complaint emails. Let us summarize. Saving means setting aside part of your money for a future need, future goal, or future problem. It is not just leftover money, it is money you choose to keep. Saving can start small. A small emergency fund can reduce panic. Separate savings can protect money from everyday spending. Label can give savings a clear purpose. A habit can make saving more reliable than motivation. And a budget can help you decide how much to save before the month begins. At the beginning, saving may have sounded like something only people with extra money can do. Now, saving is really about protecting part of your money before life spends it for you. Your next lesson is, what is an emergency fund? If saving is the act of keeping money for the future, an emergency fund is the first protective bucket many beginners need. In the next lesson, you will learn what counts as an emergency, what does not, and how a small cushion can protect your future choices.